Station reset. Call screen freezes up again while thunder shakes the walls. And then, true while you're there, but silence hits. The Wi-Fi router calls it quits. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Can anybody hear? Can anybody hear? Storm's getting low. Everything's unclear. Can't you hear me now? Can't you hear me now? Systems breaking down. Are we even on the same ground? Batman issue 63, but Kyle's voice sounds like he's under the sea. Lightning strikes and power fades. Deadline shot, episode delayed. Refresh, reboot, reconnect, but every signal's getting wrecked. Where'd you go? Where'd you go? Can anybody hear? Can anybody hear? Storm's getting low. Storm's getting low. Everything's unclear. Can't you hear me now? Can't you hear me now? Systems breaking down. Are we even on the same ground? Dead air, don't care, we'll scream it anyway. Loading bars, guitar parts, everything's delayed. Can't you hear me now? Can't you hear me now? Systems breaking down. Are we even on the same ground?
Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with your sneak peek at next week episode number. I, for some odd reason, took it off my phone and don't have it here. Episode number 980 for Comics Realty, coming out May the 21st, 2025. I am well prepared this evening. To be fair, I had it at one point in time, went off to do other things on my phone and forgot to go back. But episode 980, comics coming out May 21st. Before Drew and I get into what's coming up for shops this coming Wednesday. Drew, what you got for me in the world of comics?
Not much. I don't really have anything. Nothing. There's absolutely nothing new in my world. I know this new Superman trailer dropped. I dodged it because I don't want to see anymore. I'm sold. I want to see it, so I don't need to see any more trailers. I didn't start Daredevil like I wanted to.
Yeah, Diamond hasn't done anything flashy or different, so we're gravy.
I don't know anything about what's going on with Diamond going forward. I think last I heard, it's officially Universals and Ad Populums now. But yet to see what that means for comics going forward. We're still getting previews, so it's still happening. So that's going on. Andor 2, I haven't watched it yet. I got like 15 minutes into Last of Us. I'm a couple episodes behind you, and then she started playing Aha on a Take On Me on a guitar that she found. I was like, what is this? What is even going on? And
it gets worse.
I just need to take a break from the show. Does it? Oh my god! Yeah. I'm just like, this is what Kyle means when he says these shows get woke. Like, what is happening here?
And you haven't even seen the big part.
All these
That's awesome.
rainbow flags in Seattle, and I'm like, what is that a thing? What is that storyline about? And I'm like, I just got to check out for a second, and I'm sure it's going to get better, but it was just a weird start to that episode, and I'm like, I'm going to take a break. I'll come back.
Get yourself in the right headspace and circle back around.
And then watch it again. But I did find a new murder show. Yeah.
That's awesome. All
How
right
about
then,
you?
brother. I
You
guess
watching
we'll.
anything good?
Well, let's see. Am I watching anything good? No, no, not much of nothing. Just a few weird little animes here and there, and just some dumb shows to pass the time. Haven't really started anything new. A lot of cartoons and stuff with the kids and Bluey and things like that, but that's about it.
Bluey.
All right, then let's jump into the CBSI Hot 10 and see what we have for May 16th, 2025. Let's start with the number one item, Invincible Universe Battle Beast number 1. Drew, you and I were all over this because this was, I think, the blind bags that we were talking about. You can find all kinds of cool stuff in the blind bags. And we were saying we were going to kind of go all out with the blind bag.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. I am glad it paid off.
Yeah, selling thousands of these blind bags this week. Couldn't think of anything else that has taken the market in such a manner. Pack rips are all the rage on Whatnot and eBay Live. I believe I told y'all that was going to be the thing. And despite most selling at or near cover as online retailers sold out, there have been some premium prices as packs have been selling as high as 15 to 17. Those have been more outlier sales, but as the week goes on, it will be interesting to see how this goes, as many packs have been ripped as folks wanted that chance at any of the covers being inside, including all of the ratio variants, also including packs where 3 special variants that had folks chasing and chasing and chasing. And at rank 2, we have Marvel Team Up number 14, the foil cover. It's our boy Robert Kirkman with Corey Walker. Speaking of those special chase variants, this is the first spotlight as it outpaced the others in sales with over 200 sales already this week at $28 average, while reaching a high of $50 for some. The first print of this meeting between Spidey and Invincible did get pricey in itself a while back, but the chase is just more Invincible number 19 foil.
200 sales, nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah, 200 books is insane. So, like, that's not flash in the pan. Something pretty big by Marvel. It's nice to see it. Invincible 19 foil is our number 3 item. Our next chase variant in the blind bags. This is a foil reprint of Battle Beast's first appearance. This one had over 100 sales this week, averaging $33, while also hitting a high of $50. At 4, we have Battle Beast number 2 advanced foil, and now our last of the 3 collectible variants in the blind bags. This is an advanced foil copy of the second issue. Trailing the others with over 80 sales, this one is averaging about $16 with highs of $30. I love that. You can open one up and get the second issue in advance. That's pretty freaking cool.
That is cool.
At rank 5, we have Exquisite Corpses number 1, the poly bag. It's, of course, James Tinian. We talked a lot about this with the Ash Can. Any other week, we may only be talking about this poly bag comic, but here we are. This excellent read is doing well because it includes a special gaming card inside its poly bag, with foil editions possible, as well as another form of chase. This one also had some allocations and delays at some shops, so deliveries may be next week. So be careful thinking it's as rare as it could and may be just delayed at your shop. In any event, this $7 cover has hit a high of $17 with over 60 sales this week. And we got more from Exquisite Corpses with the number 1 secret foil. Speaking of this title, it also featured a secret one per store for shops that qualified for it. We believe stores needed to order at least 10 of the cover A to qualify, but we're not 100% on exactly what that is. That set is averaging $60 and a couple dozen sales with a high of 76. At rank 7, we have Invincible Iron Man 9, Brian Michael Bendis, Mike Deodato Jr. Trailing behind all the bag-ripping hoopla, we did get a new trailer for Ironheart this week, which caused a spike in sales in both debated first appearances of all the Riri Williams stuff. This issue is up 400% this week in volume with a couple dozen sales, now averaging $35, with CGC 9.8 hitting $150. How the mighty have fallen, as I am sure many of you remember how much this comic used to be way back in the original.
Wow. I didn't realize that it had dropped like that. That's interesting.
Yeah, and I saw that there was a trailer, but I didn't get a chance to watch it, so I may have to circle back to that because I'm curious what they're going to do with Ironheart. If she's going to end up with that whole Young Avengers squad. At rank 8, we have Thanos Imperative Devastation number 1. Rumors of an annihilation project for the MCU have triggered a spike in sales for this book, starting the week at like $4. This is now averaging $13 on over 20 sales, with virtually none last week. Additionally, this is a hit This hit a high of $21 so far. We'll see if the rumor has any legs, but it's a book you can probably still find for cheap if you just feel like digging. At Reg 9, Invincible 19, along with the new series with its foil reprints of this issue, folks are looking for the original as well. Granted, only about a dozen sales this week, but that is still a 300% increase in volume for this pricey book. Raw sales are up to $352, with CGC 9.8 selling for $750. And rank 10, Alias #1. More Brian Michael Bendis, this time with David Mack. While Jessica Jones has long been rumored to appear in the Disney Plus, we now have confirmation of her return in Daredevil Season 2. You should watch Daredevil. As such, her first appearance has seen a 120% volume bump, with a dozen or so sales now hitting highs of $75. CGC 9.8s are still about $200. And notable sales, Drew. The highest ratio for the Battle Beasts books this week is a 1 in 2,000 incentive sketch cover, each unique, and we've already seen 3 of them sell the last few days at prices from $1,200, $1,500, and $1,800 this week for the 1 in 2,000.
Wow.
Now, do you consider that a win since it's not? We're technically not above ratio.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I mean, you didn't pay for it, right? It was in the blind bag?
I assume it was blind bag, but I don't even know that.
Or no. Yeah. Okay.
And Superman, A Friendship Unleashed, triggering folks like me to buy milk bones when they don't own a dog. This mail-away comic was limited to 1 per household for anyone who purchased the limited edition box of dog treats. Only a few sales so far, but it's averaging $55 for the comic, and some listings are seeking $65 to $100 currently, with or without the box of dog treats included. Drew, you got a dog?
Well, I'm not allowed to buy milk-bone dog treats for my dog anymore because she weighs too much. So she's can only eat carrots and cucumbers and shit like that for snacks because she's a fatty like her daddy. And so I'm not allowed to bring milk bones in the house anymore. Poor dog. Poor me. I could have got a comic out of it.
That was one of the saddest stories I've heard in a long time.
It's really depressing. My dog's on a diet.
That's awesome. I got to sneeze. Sorry, it was one of those long-winded ones. All right, let's head over to our good Image catalog. We love going through the Image one, Drew. 57 digital pages of our monthly catalog. August 2025 is what these are going to be coming out in. Of course, May for August. So let's run around, see what we can find. And of course, the item on the front of the book is the lead item because Image knows what it's doing. Escape, #1 from Rick Remender, and art by Daniel Acuna Perez.
Ooh.
Spies and espionage, World War
this
II and
looks
Holocaust, action and adventure.
I'm in, man. I'm in for this. It's Inglorious Bastards meets Black Sad, whatever Black Sad is. But this is Rick Remender coming off Grommets and how much I love that. I'm in. And look at the art. It's pretty cool.
Oh, they're giving us preview pages. Okay, so it is anthropomorphic. I couldn't tell from the cover. I was just like, wait, what's going on here? So
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty rad. I could get behind this in a big way. After that, we go into Universal Monsters, The Invisible Man, #1 of a 4-issue series by James Tynion IV, Danny and Brad Simpson on art. We have a David Aha 1 in 10 cover there on that cover C. Good to see there, though. James Tynion IV and Danny resurrect a horror icon.
Huh. Okay.
After
How
that,
do you draw the Invisible Man?
Yeah, thankfully they're covered him in bandages, or else it would just be boring.
Yeah. Oh, there he is.
Oh, then we get into something that seems like an all-agey 6x8, the Book of Shame, an extra fabulous collection on OGN. It's messed up stuff there.
I don't think it's all agey, man.
No, it's definitely not.
The scene I just saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The Man Who Dreamt the Impossible, a tribute to Jack Kirby, the Treasury Edition. So that's cool. 32 pages, $10. Here we have an all-agey OGN Pizza Witch OGN trade paperback. And a lot more pages on that, too. Some weird OGN for Space Opera Xanadax, a trade for Swords of Winter Sea. And now, starting on page 31, we're back into floppy comics. Boy, we wasted 30 pages on what seemed like 3 interesting books and a bunch of garbage.
Yeah, it was not really my wheelhouse, most of that stuff. So it mixed reviews halfway through the catalog.
Yeah, let's finish up. Black Ritual, the book of NYX 5 of 7, Blood and Thunder 4. Blood Squad 7's got its 11th issue. Blood Letter 3 of 5. That's, of course, Tim Seeley with Joseph Hillage writing that one. Jason Aaron with Bug Wars 6 of 6, the finale of that miniseries. The Cold Witch, A Tale of the Shrouded College 4 of 5. That's Charles Soule, of course. Dark Honor 4 of 5. Deadly Tales, The Gunslinger Spawn 10. Jimmy Palmiotti. The Penultimate Dust to Dust from J.G. Jones and Phil Brom. We talked a lot about Exquisite Corpses earlier. Its 4th issue is being solicited here. Neat covers. Falling in Love on the Path to Hell 11 from Jerry Dugan. Farmhand 24. Good to see Farmhand still going. Free Planet 4. G.I. Joe 10. G.I. Joe Real American Hero. That's, of course, on 319. That's the Larry Hama one. Gehan and Naked Aggression 3 of 4. I completely missed that one. We're on Patrick, but that's Patrick Kinlan, so I should maybe pay a little bit of attention on that one. Geiger 17, Ghost Pepper 2, Golden Rage, Mother Knows Best is ending its 5th issue. The OG Gunslinger Spawn at 47. Hornsby and Halo made it all the way to 9 already. That's, of course, Peter Tomasi. Hyde Street 9, I Hate Fairyland is all the way at 43. Scotty Young continuing to find all kinds of stories with that one. I was a Fashion School Serial Killer 5 of that 5-issue series. Go ahead.
No, I was just amazed that I Hate Fairyland was up to 43. For some reason I thought it had ended, and then he just did like a little mini, and I didn't realize. I guess I just didn't realize it's been chugging along all this time, and it's at 43.
It's the second iteration of it, because it had a whole run and then it started over and it's gone 43. So continuing to truck them out. I Tyrant number 2 by E.E. Zahn. We talked about that in Mainstream Universe. That Battle Beast number 5, of course, soliciting number 5 there. An advanced solicit. Kaya 29, King Spawn 49, Lazarus Fallen number 3. It doesn't seem like we got to wait as long to get these Lazaruses, so that's awesome. Lost Fantasy 4, Monstrous.
Yeah, they moved away from that quarterly schedule that they were trying with the last volume, where it was like basically a little OGN every 3 months, and then it became every 5 months, and then it became every 6 months and a year, and it just took forever. So I'm guessing that they got all these in the can and said, let's just put them out as floppies and try it that way.
Yeah, I was hoping they could.
Hats off. That's the way you're supposed to do it.
I was hoping they could make it work and it wouldn't just magically turn into a quarterly because they were behind. But so far, so good.
So far, so good. Yeah.
Monstrous 59, Moonshine Bigfoot 4 of 4, News from the Fallout 3 of 6, Phantom Road 15 by Jeff Lemire, the end of their 3rd story arc there. Power Fantasy 11, Rat City 17, getting through some of the superhero stuff for Drew. Red Coats 14, Rockefellers 8, Sam and Twitch 18, Scorched 45, John. The season's number 7, Sisterhood of a Hyde Street story. I don't know why I can't say that today. Sleep 4 of 8 by Xander Cannon. Spawn 369. It's a good book. This ends tonight, 2 of 3. I can tell that's a Jai Lee cover from here. It's a beautiful one there. That's, of course, Jerry Dugan on that one. Transformers 23. That's a gorgeous cover A by Jorge Corona and Mike Spicer. Undiscovered Country, Unchosen 2. The Voice Said Kill, number 2. Void Rivals is on its 22nd issue. Walking Dead Deluxe hitting 118 and 119 already. They're not showing us anybody but the cover A's, so that's kind of cool. Witchblade 13 and You'll Do Bad Things is ending at issue 6 by Tyler. Drew, we got some collectibles. See if anything jumps out at
you. To collected editions, it's time for me because Kyle don't care. And hey, if you're still listening to us, hopefully we've been able to fix some of the lags in this. We are experimenting with Skype replacements, and we appreciate your patience as we work through these hiccups. Kyle and I talking over each other a little bit, long pauses. I'll try to clean those up if I can for you guys. It's a learning curve, and maybe we'll be on Teams next week. I don't know. We'll figure something out. But anyway, let's finish up Image. Codename G.I. Joe Deluxe Edition hardcover book 2. And it is a pretty looking hardcover. 250 pages almost for $50. Criminal, My Heroes Have Always Been Junkies is a new printing of that one. That was a good book. Love that. Feral hits volume 3 in its trade. G.I. Joe, The Silent Missions gets a trade. That's cool. The Hive, volume 1 gets a trade. Invincibles on volume 11 of its trade paperback. And that's an advanced solicit. Radiant Black, Rogue Sun, the little superhero corners there. There's Savage Dragon gets an Ultimate Collection, Volume 4, hardcover. Spawn's Compendium, which is a massive, almost 1,100 pages for $60. So if you like Spawn, you can't go wrong with a giant-ass compendium like that. And also Spawn Origin gets its Volume 31 trade paperback. Spawn's Vault Edition gets Volume 3 hardcover. They are leaning into Spawn, man. Unnatural Blue Blood gets a trade. I don't even know if I finished this one. I remember it not being as good as the first Unnatural. And I don't know if I finished the string or not. It was not memorable, obviously. Witchblade gets Volume 2, and that finishes us off. And that was Image, and we're usually huge fans of Image, but a little underwhelming this time. Looks like a lot of stuff has ended. They don't have a lot of new stuff in there. Highlights, of course, is Escape for me for this whole dang book, and diminishing returns after that. Kyle, what did you think?
I actually got up and got myself a drink, so I have no clue what you said.
That's that good brotherly rapport that the people tune in for, that back and forth, yin and yang, the pull and the push from us.
From what I heard,
that's what they're all here for. Kyle.
Dynamite, just gold after gold after gold.
No, wrong. Good. You had a 50-50 chance and didn't quite make it.
I chose the glass half full and no.
No, you should have known better.
Yeah, no kidding. Where do you want to go after this, Drew?
Let's do some weekly top 10s from Cover Price.
All right, we're heading over to Cover Price. Cover Price appears to have a little bit different schedule for us now, but we've still going to bring you all the good stuff. This was their listing from, I think, the 10th, May the 10th. So we're going to see if it loads for because things are going great already with the lag. All right, let's start where we love to start. I clicked on that and I am stuck with it. It's now saying it's May the 5th, but I don't think all right, we're going to read it anyways. V Friends number 2, the sealed collector's pack, which was limited to 3,000. This surprise top 10 entry, and even more surprising number 1 book breaks comic release norms in a big way. Gary Vanderchuk, we know as Gary V, the entrepreneur behind VaynerMedia, launched V-Friends, an NFT project featuring 283 hand-drawn characters that embody traits like empathy and ambition, offering holders access to exclusive events, community perks, and cross-platform storytelling. The brand's comic debut began with the Gift Goat bundle, sealed and limited to 555, featuring an exclusive J. Scott Campbell cover. Distributed only to select NFT holders and now selling for $3,000 to $4,650 on the secondary market. This past weekend, issue 2 dropped via a V-Friends Whatnot live stream as a blind pack mini comic with limited covers and sketch variants. Of the 3,000 copies printed, 1,000 sold out in 19 seconds at $20, with the rest selling out on the next day at $25 via the V-Friends website. So how did it hit this week's top 10 list? Pre-sales listings flooding the aftermarket, with 60 aftermarket sales tracked, peaking at $150 and now selling at $61 for fair market value. Even with the dip, that's still triple the cover price in just 2 days. What's especially notable is how it drew in buyers outside the traditional comic market, making this a compelling case study in how brand power can drive demand. We tracked 61 copies, high sale of 150, selling to 61. What in the hell, Drew?
I don't like this. I don't like anything about most of the words in here, I don't like NFT. I don't like community perks, exclusive events, and empathy. I definitely don't like empathy. I don't like any of these corporation names. I hate all these things.
Yeah.
This is not comics.
I
Boo.
like Gary V as a person, but this is dumb.
Yeah.
Moving on as fast as we can. Ultimate Spider-Man 16. This book hit the aftermarket hard. LCS has sold out quickly as fans and casuals alike visited shops to secure a copy. Part of that is the book marks the first cover appearance of Richard Parker, the son of Peter, as Spider-Man. And of course, the suit. It's just so awesome, or at least the aftermarket thinks so. Similar to the Fear itself suit, but a new and awesome blend of the classic black suit with blue and red. Fans typically show out for any new iteration of the spider suit, and that tends to continue just like 52 copies, $30, settling to 27. Stillwater number one. This is an under the radar book that littered dollar bins for quite some time. Then the announcement came last week that Amazon had secured the rights to produce a TV show. 78 copies in the secondary market, $96 was the high sale. Dang, and selling to $12. Wolverine number 8, Daniel Warren Johnson. This one had been on there for a while. This is the whole, what's it called? Adamantium guy or whatever, dude. So 58 copies, $88 being the high, settling to $62. Man, it's going up good. Incredible Hulk 449. This book marks the first appearance of the Thunderbolts. And of course, that went crazy after the show. After the movie, 38 copies on the secondary market, $295 for a CGC 9.8, and near mint's going for $53. Captain Planet number 1, the Mark Spears eBay Live Earth Day Gold Foil variant, limited to 422. 12 copies of that sold for $57, settling to $35 for the special eBay Live. G.I. Joe, the Real American Hero, Duke number 1. This is, of course, the spelling out of G.I. Joe. These ratioed have been going the whole time and will continue to do that. Saw a high of $100 for one. Only 6 copies of this sold and settled at 77. Pinapocalypse number 2, Sveta Shubina, Bound homage, 1 in 25. Thick Thighs, Save Lives, and Empty Wallets. At least those aiming to secure this 1 in 15 from Matt Skiff are parting with some funds. It's another ratio variant, but this book, and likely not one of the average collectors, would walk past their LCS for being a much cheaper than its higher ratio cousin. It's moving similar numbers in the aftermarket, tracking 8 copies, $47, settling to 31. And Summer of Superman Special number 1. This is that really nice Supergirl cover by Alexander Lozano, continuing to do well. 43 copies in the secondary market at CGC 9.8, going for $100, and near mints clock it in at 24.
All right. At rank 11, we have Thunderbolts number 1, the direct edition, and this sold 20 copies. High sale of $100 for a 9.8. Raw's around $22. Stillwater number 1, the Aaron Bartling limited to 500, came in at rank 12. And this was so much fun. Such a good book. I'm glad it got optioned. Kyle mentioned earlier that it had been in dollar bins. I don't ever remember seeing it in a dollar bin, but I'll take their word for it. $80 for a 9.8. Raw's around 18. At rank 13, we have All New Venom number 5, the Clayton Crane Suspect E Mary Jane Surprise 1 per store variant. This one sold 12 copies, $55 for a near mint selling. Rank 14, we have Bitter Root, the Next Movement number 2, a Peach Momoko 1 in 25 that sold 6 copies. The high sale of $80 for a near mint. At rank 15, we have Something is Killing the Children number 41. The Anwita Citria 1 in 10, which sold 44 copies with a high sale of $70 for a 9.8, and Raw's selling around $7. Not even double cover. At rank 16, we have Black Widow number 1, and this one moved 11 copies on the riding the coattails of Thunderbolts. with a high sale of $158 for a 9.8. Raw's around 22. Same probably theory behind the Century #1, the Jai Lee San Diego Comic-Con version, limited to 2,000 copies. That hit rank 17. Sold another 7 copies. High sale of $237 for a 9.8. Raw's around 87. At rank 18, we have Star Wars Legacy #2, which sold 14 copies. High sale of $145 for a 9.8. Raw's around $33. Rank 19, we have Inhumans, Volume 2, #5. More Yelena and Black Widow. This one sold 18 copies with a high sale of $170 for a 9.8. Raw's around $49. And rounding out our top 20, we've got Eddie Brock Carnage #3, the Mike Mayhew 1 in 25, which tracked 10 copies sold and $75 as the high for a near mid.
All right, Drew, now that we've done through that, let's go over and see what's coming up with our sneak peek at next week. Let's look at what's coming up your Wednesday after the weekend on the 21st, Drew. I'm excited to head over to Lunar Distributions, click through, and talk about Absolute Flash #1. But we also see Absolute Flash #1 going to a second print. But I want to talk about the cover A for Absolute Flash #3. Tell me why that is an awesome cover A.
Because that, my friend, is an homage to Why the Last Man, is it not?
Yes, it is. That is gorgeous.
Super cool. Super cool.
Yeah. More things. We got Absolute Green Lantern #1 also going to a second print. Absolute Martian Manhunter going to a second print. A lot of cool Absolute things going second print. We'd love to see that. We also have Archie is Mr. Justice #4. And, of course, that cover C is a Killing Joke homage. We've seen a lot of those lately, but I still think they're cool.
Yeah. Yeah, they do them a lot, but I still perk up every time I see it. I love to see them do that every once in a while. I really like the Batman and Robin year 1 #7 covers. They're all really, really solid.
Yeah, very cool.
Good
Dan Moore and
smattering
Declan
there.
Shalvey covers. Or that Dan Moore is on the Bitter Root, the movement, the
Inhyuk
next
Lee
movement going
is
to a
crushing
second
it. That Catwoman 76 Inhyuk Lee is just awesome.
Love the baby
Love that
tiger on
cover
the front.
C. Yeah.
Detectives 1097 and Mikhail Yanin cover also really good. Dark Empty Void 5/5 ending. Mark Spears Monsters #1, 5th printing for the Dracula cover. Print #5 continuing to be great. Medieval Spawn #1 going to a second print. So this is all about the second printings and subsequent printings this week. That's awesome. But we do have Medieval Spawn 2 coming out as it should. Beautiful Bjorn Barron's cover A.
Kyle, these Nightwing covers pretty solid, but the cover B, it's a postage stamp. I'm not really sure what is making up the background of the cover B Jorge Fornes cover.
Those are
Is that-
doves.
Are those other birds?
Those are, that's a bunch of
Doves,
doves.
okay.
So that's very interesting. Very John Woo.
Very cool. Okay.
Sleep #1 by
Got more.
was it Xander Cannon? So an interesting book.
Yeah, that does look pretty good. I can't believe there's a Superman Unlimited that snuck up on me, and it's got a Frank Quitely cover along with a Gabriel Dell'Otto. Yeah.
And James Gunn
Quality
makes a cameo
stuff
on the
there.
cover. I remember talking about that during the previews.
Yeah, that's right. Thunder just scared the crap out of me. Must be a storm.
Yeah, hoping to power through this before the power goes off.
Yeah, holy moly.
And a beautiful Zatanna as well. Let's head on over to Previews World and let's see what Image has to clean up a few things that we haven't got in Lunar, because of course things are confusing. Most of the same.
Man, they don't even
stuff
have
there.
covers on here. What is going on?
Previews is phoning it in. Set kit printing of Amazing Spider-Man #1, including a ratio.
Are you seeing covers in the Marvel section?
I am.
Okay. I might have connectivity.
Then I'll tell you all about Moon Knight Fist of Khonshu #8, and it's some pretty cool covers, including a really nice Alex Ross timeless cover of Moon Knight. Boy, he can draw that. It was pretty darn good. The Thing, #1 from Marvel. I think you talked about reading that. Of course, Tony Fleek's writing that one there.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's got my interest for sure.
Heading down to Dynamite with a whole lot of nothing. Love the Zootopia 3 collar bleed with the sloth on it. Big fan of that sloth from Zootopia. One of my favorite scenes. Slightly drawn to that. No, I do not have covers in the comics and graphic novels multitude section, so Drew, it may not be just you.
All right. Kyle has nothing else to say, so let me just say that I'm going to make my pick of the week, and it is Catwoman number 76, the Inhyuk Lee cover C. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I want that book. It's great. And Kyle is going to go with the Flash homage, the Absolute Flash homage, cover A, Nick Robles. That is the Why the Last Man homage. So 2 DC picks from us for the first time in a while. Exciting stuff. And this has not been our finest hour from a connectivity standpoint. I was blaming it on Wave Room, but I think it was either Kyle's connection or my connection or some combination of both. Let's blame it on Kyle since he's not here and he dropped out on me. So, golly, folks, if you're still listening, hats off to you and thanks. Appreciate you listening. Appreciate you sticking with us as we iron out these technical difficulties on our road to as we limp to 1,000 episodes to the finish line. For Kyle and for myself, thank you and see ya.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Signals cutting in and out again. Trying to talk through digital rain. Hold up, Kyle, you breaking up. Words scatter like a coffee cup. We keep trying. Connections dying. Can anybody hear me? We're speaking in echoes. The storm's getting close now. Our voices are drifting apart. Like static in my heart. Drew's frozen on my screen today. While thunder rolls the clouds away. Lemire start my router quick. The Wi-Fi's moving molasses thick. Still trying. Still dying. Is anyone there? We're speaking echo. The storm's getting close now. Our voices are drifting apart. Like static in my heart.
Wait, what did you say about Batman? I think my power's about to, Can we sync up the recording? Did you drop again? Hello? Hello? Show.
We're speaking in echoes. The storms in our heads now. Our voices dissolve in new ways. Till nothing remains. Nothing remains. my jeans, cut it